Hello. I think we're back. Um, we're going to go introduce who we're going to be playing again one more time because I'm not sure exactly. I know we're cut off on my side, but I'm not sure we're cut off on your side. So we're going to speed run this. Warren.
Hi, I'm Warren. I'm playing James Carter. He goes by Carter, but he does have a first name. It's James, and he'd rather be reading a book.
That threw all of it off. We're starting over the show entirety. I didn't even know James was Carter's first name, that it wasn't just Carter, and that's all. It's very Madonna. Um, uh,
Exactly.
next up, we have Hannah.
Hey, I'm Hannah, playing Eva Hill, part of the Bruja clan.
Justin.
I'm Justin. I'll be playing Dmitry Ivanov, part of the Venture Clan.
And Rob.
Hi, I'm Rob. I'm going to be playing Isaiah, Friendly Neighborhood Nosferatu.
Said every Nosferatu ever, I'm sure. Um, Guys, it's been a minute since we've had to worry about anything. Everyone at home, we will be starting this portion of our story with everyone at one hunger, because this is where we like to start off stories, right? Zero hunger is boring. One hunger tells stories. Um, it has been a eventful month for you guys. Some of you have relocated in one capacity or another. Some of you have returned to Chicago. Some of you had buried your roots a little bit deeper inside of Indianapolis. And some of you have gone off the map. But one of you, unfortunately enough, sort of have your face plastered on a good chunk of Indianapolis. As someone at this table has a fancy title attached to their name now. One Baron Eva Hill. It's been about 1 month since the fall of the Camarilla here in Indianapolis, thanks to your help as well as all sorts of assistance you've received from the Anarch movement. And it hasn't been exactly the warmest of welcomes for you and the people who chose to follow your baronship. But that being said, Baron Fairfield and Baron Anson both recognize what you've done for the Anarch movement and also sort of have a good understanding of exactly how powerful you are. So, as night falls in September, you'll wake up and you know what? For tonight, I won't even for this night, I should say, we won't even have you guys roll a rouse check to wake up. That's where we'll go ahead and say that that's where your hunger came from. Unless Carter, you seemed really upset about not rolling rouse checks. I'll let you go ahead and roll one there, buddy.
I was gonna say, what the hell kind of game is this? We're not starting with a rouse check.
All right, everyone, roll a rouse check. This blame Warren for this, not Carter. Warren specifically.
And hunger too. Sweet.
I try to be nice and give everyone just one hunger to start off the evening, but Carter said, "Hold my juice box." Still can't believe you.
It's okay, Carter. We can go hunting together.
Yeah, sure. I don't know that I know how Isaiah hunts. It'd be interesting for science.
Eva and Dimitri, how did you guys fare upon awaking?
Success.
Oh,
Success.
you know, this is unfortunate that Eva is the one that succeeded due to her track record of high hunger
She's so
situations.
mature.
It's been a month.
She's matured.
It's been a month.
A lot has changed, okay?
The crown changed you, Eva. The crown changed you.
Yeah.
Um, you guys all have woken up at your respective havens. Almost called them safe houses. Uh, Getting some of that terminology out and some in, it's fine. All at your respective havens. We're going to go around the room and sort of see what you're going to do as you guys have now awoken from your sleep. We'll go ahead and start in the same order, so we'll go ahead and start with Warren.
Am I in Indy currently?
You have not left Indy as of currently, but over the last about 2 weeks, the prince has grown more worried about the lack of Camarilla now within Indiana, so close, and now the uprising of this new baron named Eva Hill.
Okay. And just to confirm, you said I've not left Indy, but you meant not left Chicago.
That is
right?
correct. Yes, I'm so sorry. Yes, you have not left.
No, you're perfect. Okay. So I'm waking up in my probably much less fancy place than we had in any of the places we had in Indy. I don't imagine my current Chicago coterie is at all fancy yet. Thinking more Bart gas station than not that Bart's alive or anything.
Whoa.
More like more like that kind of level.
Yeah.
So knowing I'm waking up and I've hatched a plan that I know the Chicago Prince is concerned about not having an eye on the Indy Anarchs, and I just so happen to know a major baron down there. So I am going to, in my arrogance, think that I know best and pitch to the Prince that he should send me down there to Indianapolis to keep an eye on things.
He will allow you to do such, but mostly because he doesn't fully know your ties to those in Indianapolis. He knows you were part of the Indy camp, but since that, for the most part, broke apart, he's not sure exactly who you're tied to anymore, or if there's any sort of connections that still live down there. But thinks that is a good idea for you to use those resources if you are willing to set back foot on your old stomping grounds and can pry yourself away from the pyramid.
Definitely, especially if he can, help me get my new little coterie a little bit of turf, a little bit of a nice setup. Not a super nice setup. I'm not going to get greedy, but
Playing the politics already, are we, Carter?
always and forever.
Yes, you will have not necessarily your own hunting grounds, but a place where you won't have to check in first.
We can work with that.
And sends you off on your way for a leisurely car ride down to Indianapolis once more. And now I have a very important question for you, Carter. The last time we saw Carter, there was a living, breathing thing attached to your hip. Is she also coming with you?
I would say that's really up to her, considering how Carter is
Sure.
and all that. If she wants to come, I don't know that Carter is going to argue against it. But with a new territory to set up, I kind of assumed that she would not.
Yeah, her and your third coterie mate will go ahead and continue setting up the new area and making sure that the laboratory is set up to Tremere standings.
Excellent. Even though, he's definitely not British, he calls it a laboratory.
Of course. All right, you're heading now to Indianapolis. The next up, we have royalty Baron Eva Hill.
Okay. I'm assuming I have a new safe house or I can't think of the kindred
Haven?
term now, but
Haven.
thank you.
I couldn't either.
Haven. Thank you. This is really bad.
We're here, guys. We're here.
But would it be at the sidelines bar? Because that's where the other one was.
So there's an emergency safe house, sort of similar to how Indianapolis underneath the tower had multiple of these safe havens. It was more or less a bunch of cots that are sort of thrown into the basement.
Okay.
That's probably not where you're mainly staying, but it is an emergency one if you would need one.
Yeah, I think I probably would have just stayed at sidelines. At least for the last few weeks.
Wonderful. As you awaken, there's a couple of other kindred that sort of wake up and stir around inside of sidelines. As you wake up, it takes you back for a moment. You've been here for a couple of weeks, but you definitely get the sense of nostalgia almost as you wake up with the sound of music overhead playing with the bar. Sounds like it's a full bar upstairs. And it very much is bringing a familiar sense of when you guys used to have the nightclub and your guys' haven underneath of it.
I'd head upstairs. Just check out what's going on. See if another Baron is over there, or I don't know. Try to think of who I even know.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your
Not gone.
favorite dice pool for me. Wits and awareness.
It's much better on Hunter.
But it's also doubly better on Hunter because you don't have to worry about, replacing one of those dice with a hunger die.
It's true. What's the DC?
DC is going to be a solid 2 on this one.
Cool. Oh my gosh. I need to stop rolling. I'm going back to my own dice. I gotta.
Would you like the willpower out of your bestial failure for the first time back, Eva?
Yes. Also, can I clear my willpower from our last time?
Yeah, we're going to start with a fresh set of willpower here.
Okay. Sounds good.
It wouldn't be
I'm gonna
Eva
willpower
if
this
we
too.
didn't just bestial fail just right out the gate with 1 hunger.
That's what I'm good at. Okay. Nope, they're staying with it. Alright, I need to go get my dice. I will be back. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
All right, so with your dice pool and Rob's willpower dice, we go ahead and settle on a bestial failure to kick us off this evening.
This is why we haven't managed to consolidate the barons yet.
Exactly, because he was just kicking open doors. You dead now. I love it. Eva, you look around and you see a bunch of different people inside the bar, very varying in different ages, and you do recognize a couple of familiar faces hanging out in the bar. You see Meg, who's just sort of taking care of the bookkeeping for this establishment. Very much all her notebooks in a line, writing and keeping tabs on literally all paper receipts in a paper notebook. Doing it the old-fashioned way. You do recognize a couple of other people that have been working closely with you as security for this area as well. But someone you haven't seen in some time, and it's definitely got your blood racing as you go ahead and suffer your clan bane. As you see in some tattered, worn down suit, a gentleman with a half-burned face sitting at the corner of the bar.
I will approach that gentleman.
He just sort of has a drink in front of him, a hand sort of covering, like trying to cover the burn as much as possible, but it's still very much showing. As he happens to look over, as you're making a beeline towards this individual, and his eyes grow wide. And now you can see the entirety of the face of the once Prince of Indianapolis, Caleb.
How loud is the bar right now? Like, if I make a scene, would it be very noticeable?
I mean, it's a loud establishment. But if you're throwing hands, throwing people, it's definitely going to be noticed, yeah.
As I approach him, I'm going to, like, hit the glass away from his hands. And what the hell are you doing here?
Just trying to get a drink, I guess.
There's nowhere else you could have gone to.
Eva, as you see him and he just talks, you hear the anger start to billow up inside of you. As you just lean into with a solid punch, almost instinctively. What is your Bane severity currently for Eva?
2.
As you go ahead and punch him for 2 aggravated damage. Unless you would like to spend a point of willpower to make it superficial instead.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome back, Eva. As you go ahead and punch, you definitely feel a large portion of Gilb's shoulder sort of buckle underneath and sort of dislocate a bit. Yeah. I can go. I didn't realize this was your place or anything.
I don't understand how you wouldn't know that this area is my place.
My head's been in the ground as after, well, frankly, you happened. We heard what happened to her.
And you've just been hanging around this area?
No, this is unfortunately one of the few nights that I've actually gotten out. And you can definitely see Caleb eyeing the place with almost a feral look in his eye. You've seen that look before. You've felt that look before.
How many of you are just hiding underground?
Um, of the big names, all of us, as far as I'm aware. But anyone who didn't leave Indy, I heard, went to your side.
And you're just planning on sticking around? Not really safe for you.
I'm aware, and unfortunately enough, I wasn't. I was just set free a few days ago.
What do you mean by that?
Is there a private place we could talk, Eva?
Yeah.
And you can see his mouth sort of open up a little bit, and the fangs come a little lower, and they begin to retract a little bit. As you can see, his shoulder slowly starts to work his way back into place. As you guys head back, are you guys heading towards the office or back towards like where you had just woken up and came from?
The office is fine.
Yeah.
I would nod toward like the few security people that I have, like to go back there.
They nod and they do head back that way as well. Next up, we have Dimitri. You have just woken up from your sleep. You have just, for the sake of your recovery, from a couple of, holy grenades that went off in your face at the end of the last Chronicle, have healed up, to say the least. But you've just commissioned some artwork to be completed up on the rooftops.
I'll reach out to one of the charities that I started in his name and invite them to the ribbon cutting ceremony, make a big to-do out of it.
Okay.
We'll get our pizza and I'll stop by and get, like a $7,000 bottle of whiskey, some Taco Bell for me.
We just let that die.
Nope.
Just
It will never die.
Just let it go.
The most expensive whiskey with the worst pseudo Mexican food you could ever ingest. I'm
Oh,
gonna puke it all up later, anyways.
yeah,
so-
you're right. You're right.
I'll blush up and I'll make sure that I avoid being in the photographs. People know I'm the, I help fund this thing, but I'm not real big on wanting publicity. So.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a rouse check for your blush for me, please, as you walk amongst the living.
And that was a success.
Ooh.
Woo.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I know. I'm just setting the world on fire. Woo.
Not yet, please no. Not at this charity then.
It depends on how things go.
That's fair. Tonight is still young for Dimitri.
Might be chucking an artist off the roof if he didn't quite capture Michael's likeness.
Careful, your Toreador is showing. Overall, the ribbon is cut. There are obviously a lot of a good handful of people that have arrived to support this event as the artist begins painting Michael in his place where he had met the final death. Um,
The cover story is that he was addicted to heroin,
Mhm.
and unfortunately, this is where he, after being in rehab for a significant amount of time, got out and was clean and got sucked back in by some of his friends and people he shouldn't have been hanging around with, and ended up shooting up and dying on this rooftop. So,
interesting. Sounds like another individual that we know very well for the last couple of months. But nonetheless, you go ahead and are definitely in the background. Um,
this is also one of the opportunities I'll take to, invite the rich and powerful to get leverage, introduce them to people who will put them in incriminating positions, and allow me to get photographs and blackmail later on.
I love and hate that for you. Thank you. Um, go ahead and roll. I guess I want to ask: are you using a discipline to try to be this persuasive, or are you trying to use your natural-born persuasive abilities?
Um, it probably has a lot to do with the fact that anybody who has any level of cognition about the ongoings of bad things that happen in the dark of Indianapolis know that it's a good idea to stay on this guy's good side.
Yeah.
So I won't kick anything into effect right now.
Cool.
I'll just, be my normal predatory self.
Thanks. I hate and love that for you. Go ahead and roll charisma plus persuasion for me, please. And just tell me how many hits you get.
Oops, I forgot I can click now.
Hey, we're clicking. We have a character sheet.
So weird. I'm not used to this.
That's why this is the real reason why we're having these one shots, so we can get back using
Yeah, I need
the,
it.
the fundamentals.
Any pool modifier?
I will allow a +1 for this event, and people knowing that you are funding a lot of it. So there is some weight to go with your persona, as it were.
And you don't need me to set a difficulty, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Just how many successes? Okay. That's 2 successes. Am I feeling good about that, or am I gonna blow some willpower here?
You're probably with that. Feel like you're getting a solid 50% of the people you would like to get into positions of incriminating. If you want to willpower for some more, you're more than welcome. But you're at roughly about 3 people that you're actively able to pin down.
There we go.
Perfect. So pretty much, anyone who is a big name that showed up at this event, you now have some. If you needed to blackmail, have some leverage to be able to do this. It's just such a switch between Trina and Dimitri, and I just have to prepare myself for it. As your event is going on, there is a familiar face that shows up on this rooftop. Very well dressed in a hair sort of tied back in a braid that sort of goes over her right shoulder, but it's a navy blue dress. A little bit darker complexion. But you recognize this individual as Miss Garcia.
I'll make my excuses to slip away and approach. I'll take her hand and do a curt little bow and kiss the back of her hand.
Oh,
It is a pleasure to see you again. I didn't know if we would have the chance to speak. You left under a cloud of ambiguity.
well, thanks to a mutual friend of ours, I can say that it is safe to continue business in Terre Haute.
Excellent. Will you be returning to the Egyptian room, or do you have other things in the works, as they say?
I mean, the stomping grounds are always as good. But, as you know, my friend, that there's a shell company for everything if you pay enough for it.
Indeed, there is. Well, I will let you know that the trains are running if you catch my drift. So if you need anything special, let me know.
That's actually what I would like to talk to you about once you're done with your photo op here this evening.
Certainly. Let me give you my car, and they will take you to somewhere, and I will meet you there soon. Yes?
Of course. And I would return the favor, but I don't want to tie you to anything negatively, my friend.
Oh, I'm a how you say, free operator now. I don't really concern myself so much with the politics. I found it to be a bore.
Well, maybe we have more to discuss than I thought when I stepped on this rooftop then.
Like, I am always open. You know me. We had good business arrangement before. I'm sure we can come to new one.
She does get close to you, attempt to give you a kiss on the cheek if you will allow it.
Oh yeah, he will.
As she gets close, she does whisper, Giovanni is in a car nearby and would like to join us for our meeting.
Certainly. I've
And she
always
just
enjoyed Giovanni's company.
gives nods, finish out the whisper, and then we'll continue to sort of mingle and look over the rooftop and look down at the street down below as people are passing by.
When everything kind of wraps up, Dimitri will set the bottle of scotch and the bottle of whiskey and the Taco Bell just on the ledge of the roof, unopened, untouched. So this has kind of become a tradition for him.
One moment, I
And
have
then
to
I'll-
roll some dice here.
Sure thing. How long will it take to get stolen?
Exactly, now we're talking. It's a hunger check before mortals, it's fine.
The call of powerful whiskey and Taco Bell.
The bottle alone is enough to call. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nonetheless, she wasn't trying to be nonchalant about it, but she did make a mental note of you placing this off to the side and sort of leaving it there. Minds her business and continues to mingle around and try to save face, as it were.
If you're ready, my dear, we shall say adieu. He kind of opens his arm for her to loop it in.
She does, and so gently places her hand on your arm, and for someone who was rumored to thoroughly enjoy sunbathing, you seem to recover quickly.
You know, there's certain practices and things that would be looked down upon by most people that if you engage in can be quite rehabilitating.
She stops and looks at you after making that moment. Is there anything special about your aura that you may have participated in when you mean things that people may have looked down upon?
I mean, if you're okay with it, most certainly.
She looks up and down, almost as if she was just checking you out, and gives you a good pat and continues forward with the biggest grin on her face.
So downstairs there'll be 3 Escalades waiting with guys in, suits with obvious gun bulges inside the jackets.
Of course, of course. And it's weird seeing this car here. But as knowing Giovanni from overseas. It looks like he's finally had his personal car imported overseas, and you now see his almost iconic car that he's always been driven around in, sort of parked behind the Escalades.
What type of car is it?
It is a. Sorry, I'm pulling up. I finally get to use these notes.
Like I had the stuff on deck for years.
Man, if only. It is a 1970s, roughly, unless you have some academics and car knowledge.
No.
Somewhere in the 70s Firebird.
Ooh. Does it have? Is it solid black with a giant flaming bird emblazoned on the hood?
It is with a deep red interior.
It's Smokey and the Bandit! I love this car! It's beautiful.
As of this point, he does get out of the passenger side vehicle.
This is gorgeous. It's fully restored, yes?
Yes, fully restored. One of a kind. It is the car.
From the movie. Oh, can I sit in it, please?
No.
No. Okay, you're no fun. Maybe I can drive later.
We'll see where this business proposition goes, friend.
Certainly. Come, we go to a club. Very exclusive. I get you in, no problem. I know a guy.
Please, lead the way then.
You're okay? It's a little bit of drive. About 25 minutes outside of city.
The further away from all of these people, the better.
Okay, follow me. Actually, follow Hector. He's driving.
Understood. He goes ahead and gets in the passenger side. As you guys begin to head, any particular place you're taking them to?
It would be a. Basically, I kind of set up something very similar to the Red Room, only in a very small community where people are easily paid to look the other way.
Gotcha.
So just a small town, probably somewhere southwest of Indianapolis.
Understood. You go ahead and get inside of this club, and Giovanni looks around. Meh.
You know, it's small town. It's easy. I just buy a few commissioners. It's no problem. They look the other way. Don't have to get permits. Don't have to worry about cops. I mean, this county only has like 2 sheriff's officers for the whole county. You think they are going to look here? No, no problem.
I'm not here to judge, Dimitri. I'm not here to judge.
No, I just tell you, it's good business.
If you're anything like your father, or your sire, whatever you would like to call them, yes. I believe it probably is. Speaking of, he gets in, obviously following your lead, and begins to look around. Is this a safe place to discuss our family business, as it were?
Yeah, he's safe.
How is the old man? Have you heard from him recently?
No, he went away. Heard the call.
Ah. That is unfortunate.
It supposedly will happen to us all one day. If you believe that kind of thing.
No, I don't typically like to believe what a bunch of sorcerers tell us from old books.
Agreed. I like to, use my own judgment.
I have a question First off, Miss Garcia here told me you were free agent,
Is correct. I am no longer involved with politics.
by
I mean,
choice.
yes and no. I mean, I have my sister, and if she calls, he's not someone you want to mess with because that would make me angry or her angry, and it's just a difficult combination. But I mean, as long as what I get involved in doesn't necessarily make problems for her, the other parents are fair game.
That is good. That is good. Um, Dimitri, I like the business that you do here,
Thank you.
and I would like to have you join our group. I know you just said you were a free agent, but the Sabat needs more people.
Hmm. I, you know, I hear what you're saying, Giovanni, and I appreciate the invite. I do. Uh, I'm kind of feeling my oats. You know what I mean? I have always had someone that I answered to for a long time, yes? Whether it was my sire, or whether it was a prince, or whether it was a baron. And these last several months have been very eye opening for me. I don't like being soldier, I like being boss.
Well, if you change your mind,
I'm not saying no.
of course.
I want you to understand this. I'm not saying no. I just need a little bit of time to think it over.
It is a very big choice joining amongst the alpha predators of our kind.
Yeah, I've seen what you're capable of, and I'm definitely incredibly impressed. The fear that that name alone strikes into people's hearts is it carries its own strength, So I just like I said, maybe give me a little time. Think about it, okay?
I'm not going to say when, because that can change depending on business and whatnot, but it does have an expiration date, Dimitri. That
Oh, I understand.
that being
I don't mean to.
oh, please, no, go ahead.
I don't want. My intention is not to keep you on the hook. I just need to maybe learn a little bit more about what he would be involved. You know what I mean? Maybe have opportunity to look at operation,
Hmm.
see how you do things. I've seen how Cam, I've seen how Enarch, I see how they do things. I'm curious to see how the subbot operates.
You already have a working relationship with Miss Garcia, yes?
Yes, yes, we've had very promising business deals.
And she sort of just nods quietly in the corner, just sort of good. If you have any questions on how we operate, you can work with her.
Okay.
Um, I know you mentioned your sister. Do you keep in touch with a certain sorcerer that wears a hoodie amongst your midst as well?
No, I don't even keep in touch with my sister really. I had to make clean break. I felt like I was getting in her way. She was on the path, I was on the path. So I stepped back and I allow her to do what she need to do.
Very good. Well,
And the other, the hoodie man you referred to, As far as I know, he's in Chicago, so I haven't heard from him since.
It's unfortunate. I owe him a boon of some sort, I suppose.
Well, if I run into him, I'll let him know that I've seen you.
Please do, and let him know that I am ready to cash in whenever he is ready.
Excellent. I will certainly do this.
As we go ahead and cut scenes. Isaiah, you're waking up from your afternoon as well.
Isaiah wakes up, does an exaggerated stretch and grumble as the hunger sets in, and getting up. And he's gonna make his way through a very, very dark room over to a low table, open up a laptop, and he wants to check in on a long-running investigation that he's been doing of a very wealthy explosives expert in the Indianapolis area,
Okay?
trying to keep tabs on what the hell is going on there.
Of course. Well, you say the word expert, so it automatically rules out Dimitri at any sort of capacity.
I think that Dimitri has gotten the 2,000 hours of practice.
Um,
I'll settle for enthusiast though.
of course. After the explosion at the church, you've done all sorts of digging, set up all different parameters, trying to keep track. Any aliases, any sort of facial recognition software, none of it has sort of came up with anything with Dimitri's face on it. As you're looking around, there's a couple of enthusiasts that could have done something like this and been as radical, but doesn't exactly have that level of Dimitri to them.
I guess do I know that Dimitri is in town?
No, as of right now, everyone. No, okay, let me rephrase. They know that Dimitri went underground and went off the grid. So last everyone knows Dimitri's in town. There's nothing to been say otherwise in or out, but you also all know how easy it is if you really try to disappear, especially with connections.
Okay, cool. Then he is going to open up his phone and open up WhatsApp that he would have convinced Eva to install in her phone as well, so that it has end-to-end encryption.
Yes.
And shoot her a message and say, "Hey, I was thinking of coming in today. That I should know."
Do I receive this WhatsApp message?
You, in fact, do, as you are just sitting down with Caleb.
Excuse me a moment, and I'll look at the text. I'll say back, you're more than welcome to come in. Just dealing with a little thing right now.
All right. Then he's going to go hunting and then make his way down to sideline.
Wonderful. For the first hunt roll this evening, please go ahead and roll your hunting pool.
I don't remember what my dice.
Yay, dice pools. What's your predator type?
Sandman.
I'm assuming it's probably Dex, Stealth with maybe Specialty and Break-In.
Yep. I have the same one.
Nice.
Oh, it's good to be back, y'all. It's good to be back.
I don't have the specialty.
Okay, so Dex plus Stealth.
Hey, I don't
And your
typing it out here.
DC is going to be 3 for this one for you.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. We are going to willpower that.
Welcome back, guys, where every roll is just a bestial failure, and we break the Masquerade on a hunt roll.
So close.
So
But
close.
it's okay.
Still, unfortunately enough, a bestial failure. um, as you go ahead and break into one of these houses to go ahead and feed, you do find a this individual sleeping. And as you walk over to the side of the bed and begin to get close enough to feed, they awaken.
I mean, I guess that I activate prowess and go, oh, you poor fucker. And I'm going to hand him and drink.
Wonderful. Because of the bestial failure, the beast takes over in this exact moment and drinks and drinks and drinks.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that, yes.
Congratulations, you are now at 0 hunger.
Cool. Let me mark a stain down.
Yeah,
real
I was
quick.
saying, I believe that adds a stain for you in particular.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good to be back, guys. It's good to be back.
I think that this is not the first time that this sort of thing has happened to Isaiah, particularly since the ending of the Chronicle. And with the loss of a couple of very important things to him, he's sort of like, guess this is life now. And just.
Indeed, it is. All right, you head there. You're able to hunt without, well, I won't say without issue. You're able to go ahead and get your hunger down to 0, staying in tow. But you go ahead and arrive at Sidelines Bar. Very, very crowded. You do see, you obviously been here plenty of times. You do see, again, an interesting choice in a bookkeeper in Meg, but you do see that she's still here keeping tallies, all that fun stuff. But you recognize there isn't sort of any security that's typically here. A couple of additional kindred, which you would know means there's probably some sort of meeting where Eva's handling in a Baron-like aspect.
Is this in a public part of the bar, like where regular folk would be?
The opening is, but not where the meeting is occurring. The meeting's occurring in the back off manager's office.
Okay. So I think he'll nod to Meg, adjust his backpack that's got his laptop attached to the side of it. Be like, hey, they busy back there? Should I find somewhere else to go for a minute?
Who?
As he, in his full obvious predator, like doesn't even bother blushing up.
Yeah, I think she's in a meeting, but I think it would be fine to go back there. I don't know.
All right, fair enough. And he's gonna make his way in, and if he can find somewhere where it's not super obvious to do so, he'll cloak and go unseen.
Okay. Unseen passage, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I believe that is another rouse check for you to do.
Yep. Hey, we made one.
Hey, you get to keep your 0 hunger just a little longer in this story. And I'm assuming you go into the office after activating.
If she's in a meeting, I don't think that he would walk into the meeting.
Okay.
Not knowing if it's a do not disturb situation.
Sure.
But he'd get somewhere where he'd be able to see when it's.
Cool. Understood. We go back to the car. Carter. Is there anywhere you would like to stop to hunt before you arrive? You see now the Indianapolis skyline off in the distance.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't imagine any of my old contacts would be super willing to just like, oh, here's some blood. We haven't talked to you in a couple months, but here, have fun. You know what? I will try to hunt.
Okay.
Yeah, I will try to hunt.
Perfect. I hope it goes as well as Isaiah's did.
It super won't. It never does.
I rolled
Actually,
no
it might go as well as Isaiah's did. Yeah.
I rolled no
Last time I
successes
did
and
this.
2 ones on my hunger, so
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm just trying to figure out which pool it is right now because it's probably not my normal one.
It depends. Are you looking for some sweet blood bags?
I mean, I'm always looking for sweet blood bags, but I imagine it's more of like black market blood bags this time and
Yeah,
not
probably. I mean, you do
not the
still have a
hospital.
contact that you haven't talked to in a few months at the hospital.
Yeah, but like the last time we did talk, she wanted to go out on a date, and then I like ghosted her after she got taken over by a ghost.
I'd say
So
more Drake ghosted her. You just took the ghost out of her.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. If anything, hopefully something happened off screen because she's my touchstone. I can't imagine I just literally left her in the lurch the whole time. But no, I will try a black market.
Okay.
I just gotta look up the rule for that.
Yeah.
Something streetwise. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I would probably my assumption would be either charisma streetwise or intelligence streetwise would be my assumption.
Intelligence
Accurate.
streetwise, you are correct.
2 for 2 on feeding types. Let's go.
Will black market specialization apply?
Of course, black market specialization will indeed apply on black market blood bags.
that's actually where you got it.
Exact, probably.
That certainly is. No other reason Carter would have black. I mean, I guess maybe like rare antiquities or books.
Yeah,
He's
let's be
probably
honest. There's some
looking
sweet
for.
books out there that you're looking for. We know.
Contraband books. Love it. Total Carter. All right, let's see if I can remember how to roll on this thing.
I believe in you.
Intelligence is high. I like that. DC 3?
DC is indeed 3. For blood baggers, for those interested in receiving their juice on the go, any net hits over 3 will provide a additional blood bag.
There we go. Look at that.
That's unfortunate. I mean, yeah, good job, man. Good.
Why is that unfortunate?
Because it's a critical.
Sounds very fortunate. So that's what, 3 blood bags?
That's
That's what we're
three.
totally just
That
saying?
is 3 blood bags you have come across via the black market.
3 extra ones, right?
Correct. Yep. So a total of 4 blood bags.
Nice. Everything's coming up, Carter.
It is indeed. You can obviously consume one of those now if you would like to get down to one. Reminding everyone at home that even though you are blood baggers, you still have to feed directly from the tap to get down to 0.
Yeah, I just haven't come across the right crunch yet to feed all the way down.
Right, exactly. The real question is, what stack of books does Carter have in the passenger seat?
It's a good question. Carter probably has, knowing who he's going to go meet, he's not going to assume his car is going to survive. And so it's only the books that he can carry. So it's probably a couple of actually handwritten journals summarizing what he thinks are the important parts of the various books that he's managed to totally not steal from Indy.
The audacity. Um, okay. So you're now within the Indianapolis area. What would you like to go to next?
Okay, obviously a lot of stuff's happened off screen.
Mhm.
Have I in any way been keeping in communication with Eva?
It's been a month, Eva. Have you and Carter been in cahoots, as it were?
Eva would not have not been in cahoots with Carter. Only if Carter was up for it, though.
Yeah, I feel like we've probably had a couple of really awkward text messages.
Before or after
Yeah.
the breakup?
Both.
Bit of both, yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
A lot of like, hey,
So
how's it going?
it's a lot of one-word text
Great,
messages
you.
back and forth.
Fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Definitely.
Yeah, no, it's awful. So yeah, I will text Eva, hey, I'm in town. Uh, want to get together? Smiley face, because again, awkward.
um, we'll go ahead and fast forward this scene a little bit as we get to Eva. You are in mid conversation with Caleb, telling how most of those contacts have evaporated almost instantly overnight. Um, but he can't really go back to Boston. Um, can't really go back to Indy or like proper. So he's just trying to figure out what he's doing. And you can definitely see this is the first time that Caleb's been pretty cordial for the entirety you guys have met with him. Obviously, definitely way more towards Dimitri than anyone else. But for the first time, you get the sense of not knowing what to do next. Like, this is probably the first time that you get a sense that Caleb's probably not been on a path to do something.
My response would just be basically, well, there's many other places that you could go to that is a part of what you believe. But I mean, if you want to live in a hole around here, you can do that too.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard Chicago's nice this time of year.
Yeah, I mean, definitely check it out. It's up to you. But I just, I'll tell you now, straight up, if somebody catches you and they're more angry at you than I am, I'm not going to be there to protect you.
If I'm going to be honest, I was already sort of expecting to be dead as soon as you flagged me down. But I appreciate you, Baron. Rough about this time, your phone goes off again, Eva. This time a text message from Carter.
Well, it's up to you. Thanks for some of the information. I don't know. I see you around, but I hope you find something that gives value to your unlife.
Really missed the opportunity working with you guys, Eva. It's not exactly how I wanted this all to go.
I don't think any of us expected this to go the way that it went.
Well, if you see any
Sorry,
of
I had
your...
to end like that.
I guess the better side won. God.
Could always join the better side.
Under who?
I mean, if you want to stay in this area, be my guest. Don't stir up problems.
I don't know if you want that level of problems on your doorstep. I'm not going to try to cause problems, but there's sort of problems assigned to this face.
Have you looked around? Same thing. It's been that day since day one.
Look, I haven't had a decent meal in that sort of capacity. Do you know a place?
Yeah.
Good. Do you show him where, or do you just tell him where it's at?
I would just tell him.
You go ahead, nods. I might take you up on that offer, Eva. Still stands.
Yeah, I mean, you know where to find me.
Here?
Yeah, and if I'm not here, somebody knows where I'm at.
Good to know. He goes ahead and gives you a nod and exit out of the door. Isaiah, while you are obfuscated, you definitely recognize the face of the old prince exiting out of Eva's office.
I'd like to try to slide in while the door is open so that I don't have to open the door.
Yeah. You go ahead and slide in, and you also slide past both of the security people who are beginning to sort of walk and escort him out.
So after the door closes, Isaiah will drop obfuscation and say, "Surprised to see that guy walking out of here."
Oh my god, what the hell?
Told me I could come by.
Yeah, I thought you would. I was gonna say the normal way, but this is pretty normal. So, what's up? Oh wait, hold on. Let me check my phone. I got a message.
Like a text
open it.
message? Like, do you need a new phone again? Or
You know I go through phones like crazy.
I know, that's why I was giving you the encrypted way. Try to cut down on it.
I know. We have that figured out, but there's other folks that just haven't upgraded to that lifestyle so far.
Well, fair enough. Is that guy going to be trouble? You need me to keep an eye on him?
I don't think so, but it doesn't hurt to keep an eye on. That guy. Who knows?
Well, fair enough. Do you know where he's staying?
In a hole, basically.
Well, fair enough. He's going to nod towards your phone and be like, sorry, message.
Oh yeah, you're right. Hey, ... Why are you in town?
Carter still operates on the Dimitri School of text message safety, so probably something like to catch up with old friends and talk business.
I'll put a smiley face. Okay. Would you like to meet at our favorite chicken wing bar?
Wings, you know I'm in. LOL. That's just painfully
Thumbs up.
awkward.
Yeah. I'm just gonna leave it at that thumbs up, and then we're just gonna. So apparently, Carter's in town.
Why? I thought he sort of decided that he was done with us.
Yeah, I felt like that too. I don't know. He didn't really say. He just said to catch up, which sounds sus, but
Okay. Pair of folks from the tower. And I don't know. Nervous? I'm kind of nervous.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't ideal. It's kind of... Is it a coincidence? I don't know. Or are they planning something?
Is the weird guy around? Hello. Keeps losing ghouls.
Probably not.
If that was rude, sorry. Like, I don't know if you're like friends with that guy, but he always seems like it's remarkable that he survives through the night.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but it did seem a little out there.
All right. Well, sorry about that. But anyway, we can deal with it after this camp stuff. But I've been following up on some of those critters in the ground. Seems less pressing than this other.
Yeah, at this point, I want to make sure that the guy who just left doesn't cause problems, and the guy who's coming doesn't cause problems either.
Okay. Well, the guy who's coming will be here, right? So if he causes problems, I assume either talk him out of it. I guess I'll go with the guy that just left.
Yeah. Do you need anybody to go with you?
Gonna look around. I guess. I wasn't planning on talking, so.
Okay.
All right. Well, have a good night.
How long will you be gone for?
Do you want me back?
I don't know. I just didn't know if you would want to catch up with Carter too. Whatever that means. It's gonna be kind of awkward. Better be back soon.
Yeah, I'm sure I would help to reduce the odds if you want me back.
I'm just saying a friendly face. Not
Got
that
it.
Carter's not friendly. I just don't know where we're at right now.
All right, I'll be back soon.
Okay.
Be safe. He's gonna turn around, duck out of the room.
Just gonna shout, "Be safe too."
Wave, disappear.
Show off.
Says the Brewhawk could also do that.
Not everybody knows that.
That's fair. Carter, a few minutes go by. You walk or drive into a very full parking lot that says Sidelines Bar and Grill.
This brings back some memories.
Also, I would have had chicken wings like being made.
It's particularly just for Carter.
Of course. Just as a kicks and giggles.
Kicks and giggles. Carter, you go ahead and walk in. I guess, is there anything you would like to prepare before walking in to this very known Anarch hangout?
I mean, I'm not super well known to the Anarchs. I was never the real public face of the cam, right?
Right.
Barring a couple of, people who tried to kidnap and torture me.
Yeah, I mean, you probably are known by the Barons because you've interacted with each of them, like personally. But the lackeys underneath of them probably don't know who you are unless they directly mention anything.
Yeah. And I don't think my track record with the Barons was super negative. Yeah, I think we worked it all out. Mostly, right? Yeah, it'll be
I mean,
fine.
Fairfield did help kidnap you.
He did, but
That was the
think
one
we
Baron
also-
that came to my mind.
yeah, I mean, but we also kind of screwed Fairfield out of a deal early on.
That's
with
true. True.
The SI, so I think we can call that even.
I like it.
And Baron Puppy Dog, we helped him escape.
Bro doesn't even have this title of Baron anymore. That's just rude. Joshua was a nice guy, okay?
He was a good puppy.
Okay, listen.
Hey, I didn't make him lick my boots. Let's leave it at that.
That's also fair. Did not go full Benny Blankenship on him. So anyway, you walk in. I'm assuming you're going to blush.
Definitely.
Please go ahead and make that rouse check for me, please. Eva, I'm also assuming you're going to blush, being out and about with the people in the bar.
Yeah, I probably actually would have earlier.
Yeah,
I
that's
kind of
fair.
forgot about that
The audacity of you
mechanism.
looking like a
I know.
human.
Still at 1.
Nice.
I can roll those.
Yeah, those are, you can roll those all day. It's anything that has any sort of hunger dice included, though, is dangerous for you.
Yes.
Carter, what'd you get? Did you also get? Are you also success?
I also got a success. Yeah.
Very good. You walk in. It definitely smells like stale beer and food being made. You look around and you do see a couple of familiar faces. You see Meg sitting in the corner with a stack of books, all very neatly stacked on one on top of each other. And then you do see Eva sort of standing at the counter, looking like she's waiting for something.
Anybody else that I recognize?
No, not really.
Also, obligatory check for glove box Nosferatu check.
Please go ahead and check for all of the glove box Nosferatus that are in the parking lot.
All right,
What's
now
that
since
opposed
I'm trying to do this one, I roll resolve aspects, if I'm not
That
mistaken.
is correct. And Eva, asking for a friend, do you keep glove box Nosferatus on deck that is not Isaiah?
No. I don't trust them.
That's what I'm
Except for Isaiah.
saying! Sorry, Isaiah.
No, it's just Isaiah that's cool.
That's a pretty decent 4 hits.
4 hits. As you're looking around, you don't see anything.
Must be safe then.
Allegedly.
Doesn't trust the establishment.
I just like to know where the Nazis are. Some of my best friends were Nazis. Definitely are not still Nazis. That would be crazy. Yeah, then Carter will walk towards Eva, still
I'm gonna
carrying his book
grab.
because he's not going to leave him in the car
Oh,
because that'd be crazy.
of course. I'm gonna grab the chicken wings
Mhm.
and be like, "Oh, hey, how's it going? Got you some chicken wings."
Cool, cool. Yeah, that definitely
Aren't they your
wasn't just a
favorite?
joke. Yeah,
Buffalo?
sure.
Right?
The conversation was about how weird they were. What was the deal with them? But yeah, we'll try one. Why not? It'll be
Well, my mistake.
no, no, it's all good. Thank you. Carter grabs like 60 wet naps.
If this isn't the most awkward first date I've ever seen in my life, I don't know what it is. um, you go ahead and grab a plethora of wet naps, probably 3 for every wing that there is in the plate. Where would you guys like to go?
Do you wanna hang out here? I'm not sure how deep the conversation is you wanna go to, or the office in the back.
But whatever. I mean, I think we know how to talk without causing too much trouble. But whatever the protocol is, your beer and ship.
Okay. Yeah, let's just sit right over here then. I'll just point to like a booth.
Weirdly enough, this
So
is
you're
the same booth that you guys sat on your guys' first stakeout.
so meaningful.
So is this your turf now, your spot?
Yeah, this is where I hang out, keep an eye on things. You're just coming back in just to say hi to everybody? Like, what's the catch?
It's not really a catch.
So just to say hi to everybody.
Well, I mean, there's more catch than that. Uh, yeah, all right. Like, why not? We'll just be open about it. Chicago's, a little concerned. Uh, so they want somebody down here looking around, and I figured that could be me. There's no reason we all can't get along, maintain, quietness.
I mean, it's been pretty quiet so far.
Exactly.
So what's the concern then?
I mean, I think you can imagine what the concern is, right?
Yeah, if there was something to be concerned about because something came up, but nothing's come up yet.
Exactly. And I know that, and you know that. So as long as somebody's here, somebody friendly that can just continue to say, hey, there's no concern, then we can all just live happily and read books and run sports bars.
So you're aware that there are still some of you guys around.
Am I aware of that, Bruce? I would assume some people didn't leave, but I don't know that I would know who didn't.
No, yeah. I mean, anyone from the uh, I mean, yeah, you make the assumption that people that Cam probably went their own way and went towards like Cam territory. Uh, but you also seen Meg, who was Cam, now hang out with Eva. So you could definitely get the sense that it's a possibility that people who left, there are people probably who left, but people who stayed probably defected and went Anarch.
All right. And is that something that I am obligated to care about?
Obligated
Not do I care
as
about it, like as in do I have a Cam obligation to care about making notes about who stayed and is,
yeah, it's
going out.
probably a good thing to it'll be beneficial obligation as far as it would probably give you some extra breathing room with the prince and extra little points to turn in later. But he didn't ask for who's still there, who's there, do anything like that. Just
Gotcha. Yeah. Partner's definitely interested in it. I'm just trying to figure out what obligation I would have. So yeah, no, that makes sense. So then the answer to Eva's question is, I assume most of the big names either didn't make it or have gone, but I'm sure some people stuck around. I see some here.
Yes. I mean, yes, some are here. But I meant more of the ones that are still on your side, hanging around.
I've If they are, I don't know about it.
So there hasn't been talk of that in Chicago?
Not that I've heard. I mean, I've only been there a little while, and it's not like I'm super well connected, but I'm not aware of anything.
Okay. So, you gonna tell your big boss that everything's good here then? You're just hanging around here?
I mean, you know how it is. Uh, this big boss is more stable than any of the other big bosses, so I don't have any real big concerns, but I think a line of communication between your people and his people is probably not a bad thing to have. And Carter will like launch into Cold War Russia US relations. Back channel.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Um,
Speaking of Russians, how's our friend?
I don't really know. I haven't really talked to him in a while. I'm assuming then you haven't either.
I'm assuming I haven't.
uh,
Dimitri, have I talked to you?
Probably not. Maybe like a odd text from a random number. Probably, drunk texting.
the sky is purple, and that's all it says.
Who is this? Never answers.
Exactly. The number you called is no longer in service.
It has some weird shorten.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a random. I threw a guy out of a car. I was thinking about you.
That's a callback. Wow.
No,
Um,
I guess I know he's or was still around, or somewhere.
I mean, last I heard, he was still around. I just don't know what he's up to. So
Carter, is your sense the unseen a scene long discipline?
Checking.
You're good.
Okay, so I believe if I'm actively looking,
Mhm.
I think the way we've always played it is if I'm actively looking, it's just like I look at the room and then like that's what I see. And then there's a separate role if something's is trying to sneak by me and I'm not actively looking. I believe you make a hidden wits aspects against whatever difficulty you think is reasonable, and you can tell me if I spot something.
Okay. What is your wits aspects?
Well, now I'm starting to suspect there's something here.
No, just asking for a friend. I'm just listening to what you just said the rules were, okay?
Yeah, That's sketchy. 6.
It's Michael.
That's that's insane.
See, told you. As you're having this conversation with with
Eva.
that's the
Eva?
one. What did you? Okay. Sorry. You do see a individual happening to use obfuscate enter into the bar.
We have a hidden friend.
like someone you know or someone you don't know?
Can I tell who it is?
You take a minute and look at it. You recognize them. It's Isaiah.
Ah, Uh, I will whisper to Eva, Isaiah.
Oh. Um. Maybe we should go into the office then.
Oh, are we not trusting Isaiah?
No. I'm hoping that he follows us.
Oh,
Like Isaiah's got his backpack on with like a full axe hanging from the side of it.
It's fine. What's the worst that could happen? Okay.
right. Or we'll pile up the wings and the wet naps and the journals and awkwardly walk into the office.
Do you need help carrying any of that? Jeez.
No, I got it. I got it.
You're gonna okay.
Can you roll?
All right, we'll go into the office.
Hold on a second. I need to see something real quick. Just because I find it really funny. Can you go ahead and roll Dex plus Athletics for me there, Carter?
Damn it.
Oh, I'll catch anything that falls.
Oh, that's not good.
You love to see it.
I don't love to see it.
I feel like our roles make this game interesting.
They do. They
Nothing
definitely
else
do.
does. It's the roles.
I was gonna say if it wasn't for the rolls, you guys would have been like princes and people part of like the tower. Is all I'm saying.
Totally.
As you get and stand up, you're like, no, I can carry it all. Your thumb sort of hits the side of the edge, and it just tips over just enough of the plate of sauce that these wings are covered in. And it goes all over your journals.
So what you're saying is I'm taking aggravated willpower damage.
You know, you didn't gotta get a single success, so yeah, you can go ahead and take an aggravated point of willpower damage. No, it's just no. You could take a
Oh, I
super.
marked it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna give you a superficial point. I don't think it was like
No.
actually life
I just-
ruining.
this can't be the joke for over a year and not actually result in actual damage.
Understood. Aggravated willpower damage. Enjoy, as now your pages are sticking all together. The ink that you did was like starting to like just blend with the sauce. You can't even read a couple of pages.
It's okay. I can rewrite it. It's fine.
Evil, you've seen Carter get shot before, and this might be almost more painful.
Uh,
It's really not.
Sorry.
No, it's not more painful than that shot. But
Not the White Phosphorus round?
Yeah, the White Phosphorus round definitely tops this, but his eyeball is definitely twitching.
I'm gonna like snap my fingers and have somebody come clean this up and just like shimmy us into the office.
As you guys shimmy into the office, I'm assuming, Isaiah, you are right behind, trying to sneak your way in before the door shuts as well.
I mean, you know, they get caught up with cleaning things up. So I think at the point that they get there, he's holding the door open.
The door is open.
Hey, welcome. This may be a bad time to mention this, but they do have like to-go boxes.
I offered to help.
It's all right. It's fine.
He's stubborn.
Okay. Well, anyway. Ed inside.
Anything happen out there, Isaiah? I would shut the
yeah.
door too, just to be clear.
I like it. I like where we're heads at.
Next door. Friend went next door, did his thing, no issues. Looked like he walked out of here. I'll go hit the.
Okay. So far, so good. Carter just came to check how things are going.
Just cuz, or
I look at Eva like, are we? Is he in the know?
Yeah, I mean, everything's cool.
Yeah, I'll lay it out again. Basically, the prince wants, or yeah, Chicago Prince is understandably concerned about what went down in Indy and all of the very loud moves, and is interested in having somebody, kind of make sure that doesn't happen again. And I know it won't happen again, so I know it was not really our fault.
Well, at least most of it.
I mean, there's a few things we could have done better.
Yeah, but also if we had better leaders.
Exactly.
So, by
Carter's
the way,
also super not good at hiding things, so it's also very clear that like he's kind of hoping you're going to come back to the can.
I think we're far past that.
I mean, he's not saying it. He knows it's too early to say it. Like he thinks he's being sly, but yeah.
Carter's very excited when he's like, well, maybe we had better leaders. And Carter's like, wait, we have better leaders,
Yeah, I've got lots of better leaders in Chicago.
all you
They're great.
need.
You'd love
Come
them.
back.
Exactly.
So how's your girlfriend doing?
yeah, is she in town?
She's in Chicago.
You guys don't travel together?
We do sometimes, but try to get set up. Left her and the ghoul, and just get a new territory set going.
So it's going good so far.
I mean, nothing's exploded for a month. Nobody's tried to kill me.
Before I say it, would I be lying to say same?
No, it's been about a month since anything's blown up.
Yeah, I mean, you were in town for our last two, so things are settling down, I guess.
I don't know where this falls in relation to the like when we've seen Carter in Hunter, if that's happened yet. Probably
Uh,
this is before that, right?
this is before that. Yes, correct. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean it's good. Um, it's more like what my life was before all of the craziness that started and never stopped.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just starting to experience that. So, um, I don't know.
What's it like being in charge? That's obviously not for the same team, but this is what I always thought we were headed towards.
Yeah. Um, I feel like I'm kind of walking on eggshells a little bit with the other Barons. Um, just because our group before this, you know, uh, I don't know, didn't make the smartest choices against the Anarchs, so kind of paying the price on that. But it's not bad. I have little area that I cover, and just keep an eye on it. Why are you gonna
Happy.
come back?
Well, I mean, I imagine I'll be here. Well, if it's okay with you, I mean, it's your territory now, but I imagine I'll be here. Um, to the extent possible. I think if there's anything I can do to help you out, that would be something I would be happy to do.
Well, I appreciate that, for real. I know the last month things haven't been the same between us, but um, I'd still consider you a friend and somebody I can trust. So
Of course.
So, is there anything in particular that you want to see around here to make sure that everything's going great? Is it just more of just verbal and you're gonna let your boss know?
I guess it depends on what you need. It's pretty open ended. I don't, for as loud as Indy was, I don't think the prince really knows the specifics of what happened. Other than it was a little bit chaotic, and he knows I have experience here. So, I don't think, and if I'm being honest, I think he also wants a little bit of plausible deniability so that if this all goes sideways, he can pin it on me. So I'm not getting specific instructions, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
But it sounds like we need to deal with some variants for you. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, if you know this Anson guy, he's sort of a prick. So
I'm sorry, who?
Anson
Oh, yeah, he's okay.
is what did you call him? The pizza thing, pizza.
Pizza King.
He's
Yeah,
still he's still kicking, huh?
Yeah. Hence why I'm walking on eggshells.
For that guy?
Um, a little bit, yeah, but also your other best friend.
Which other best friend? I have so many.
Fairfield.
He
God,
was
if you
really
could-
gonna laugh.
You can take another point of
Uh,
aggravated willpower damage there, Carter.
Ow!
No, just kidding.
Fairfield.
I mean, it's like it's dawning on Carter that like, oh right, he may not. Like, I considered it even, but he may not. I mean, don't you feel like is he still mad about that? Didn't he get me back good enough? I feel like we should just let that one go.
You would think all of this we could let things go, but they don't. People hold on to grudges for years. It's obnoxious.
Really is. I agree. So we need to. What do you want to do? I mean, we got Anson's a joke, or at least he was. I mean, the Pizza King. Let's get real.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
mean,
gotten like. Go ahead, Isaiah.
just the thing when there's three is that the guy who everybody's ignoring, right, is to be a pain most convenient times, and any two gang up on the third, and it sucks for them. Right? Makes it hard to make headway.
What about those guys from out west? Derek.
I've seen him around, but nothing's really come up yet.
Well, if
I mean-
he doesn't have territory, then play him against the other two. And boom, allies.
It's a good thought. If we do this, I'd also like to get D on board. But that takes time finding somebody too in the city.
I think I still have his number.
Oh,
There's no way I wouldn't have tried to track that down. Can we assume that that's true?
It
Yeah,
very
okay.
much is true.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's not his number anymore. I think he dropped that after about 3 days, and
if
then
that.
another
Oh, I
one.
don't mean. I mean, not that number. Hang on. I just pull out my phone and like scroll back to last drunk text. And I'll reply, bro, wings now? Question mark.
Hey, look, I gotta wrap this up. I
No.
got something very important just came up.
Please, you know where to find my assistant, and if you have any other concerns about the business, please let us know.
Certainly, and by all means, we have an excellent sommelier who can get you any flavor that you desire. Just talk to Curtis over there behind the bar. He'll get you squared, okay?
Oh, anything for the tap?
I mean, I prefer, honestly, for guests such as you, to be a vintage matched perfect to your personality. This is what Curtis has been trained to do. I brought him over from Ethiopia. He has learned. Oh, trust me, when you taste this, you won't ever want to go anywhere else. Promise.
I will hold you to that. Then you go ahead and rubs his hand together and heads over towards Curtis.
Miss
To
Garcia, always a pleasure.
you as well, Dimitri. To you as well.
I have a question. Would it be out of line to steal the Firebird?
Yes.
Okay.
She just sort of smirks as she looks at you out the door. She waits. No, he's not
He
that
stands.
dumb.
He really does look at it like, Okay, let's go. Let's go.
And that is where we'll go ahead and wrap up tonight's session as sort of where it all started. Stale beer and wings at
No
sidelines.
explosions.
Well, yeah. Well, hey,
That'll be next.
That took two
Oh, yeah, that's the
sessions,
next.
so we'll wait for. See, Carter's gonna be gone in like 2 weeks. We'll blow it all up again, and we'll just run this back. Everyone in chat, thank you guys so much for coming, hanging out. Really do appreciate it. For those of you who were around for the first, I guess, season of our chronicle of our Vampire Indy by Night, you will see some familiar faces here for a little bit. as we just go ahead and fill some time until we start a brand new Chronicle on January 7th with a whole new cast of wonderful kindred that I'm sure won't blow anything up for the time being, right, guys? But we're going to
No
test out some.
promises.
That's very fair. We're going to head and test out some new pacings and also try to take sort of the hunter vibe that we built here with the seriousness and sort of try that in a vampire game and not have as much chaotic vampire bullshit that we usually do. Not saying there's going to be a non-zero amount, but it's going to be there. But I can't undo that. But thank you guys again for coming and hanging out. I do appreciate it, and we will see you guys next week on another episode of Indy by Night. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Hey.